Does the plan offer participants this opportunity to diversify? A plan satisfies the requirement by offering see-through investment vehicles, mutual funds, and other similarly pooled investment vehicles. Additional factors are the nature of the investment options available under the plan and the size of that portion of the individual account over which they may exercise control, which is typically 100%, but not always. Investment instruction. The plan may impose instructions on how often participants and beneficiaries may give investment instructions. That's becoming less and less pervasive, however. Restrictions must be considered reasonable and in terms of refusal of investment instructions. Generally, a fiduciary may refuse to implement a participant or beneficiary's investment instructions if those instructions would result in a prohibited transaction or generate income that would be taxable to the plan, violate the terms of the plan document and any related instruments, and if such plan documents comply with Title I of ERISA. And lastly, result in loss in excess of a participant's account balance, which jeopardizes, on another note, jeopardy the plan's tax qualified status under the code. In 99.99% of plans, none of these would be applicable, but we need to understand them. In general, in the event of a participant's failure to make an investment election, whether due to indecipherable communication, they complete a paper application and you can't read the investment that they're selecting, or it can occur most frequently these days upon a participant's auto-enrollment into the plan, or in the event an investment option is being removed and mapped or defaulted. Defaulting assets to the plan's qualified default investment alternative, or QDIA, or mapping to another investment option are available courses of action that offer fiduciaries 404(c) protection. While we believe that default is generally the preferred strategy to use over mapping because of peculiar requirements for mapping in order to have the fiduciary protection that you're looking for. Now, here are the requirements for protection. When assets default to a QDIA, one, a participant has to have the opportunity to make an investment election but failed to do so, or the assets are invested in a qualified default investment alternative as defined by regulations. And the notice has to be provided to participants in advance of the first investment in the QDIA and also annually thereafter. Further information about the QDIA, such as the prospectus or facts of a prospectus, must be provided to participants. Participants must have the opportunity to direct investments of their account out of the QDIA as often as they can change their elections for any other investment option under the plan. And the plan must offer a broad range of investment alternatives as previously described. None of these, again, are a particularly high bar. Further, the QDIA regulations describe mechanisms for investing participant contributions, but does not identify the specific type of investments. So the goal here is to ensure that the default investment is appropriate for long-term retirement savings objective. Examples of qualified investments include target date funds, professionally managed accounts, and balanced accounts. A capital preservation investment option may be used, but only for the first 120 days of participation, so not long-term. And I certainly can't imagine any reason why you might want to do that today, because then you've got to track that and make sure the 120 days gets measured. The QDIA must be managed by an investment manager or a 338 investment manager, plan trustee, plan sponsor, named fiduciary, or an investment company registered under the 1940 Investment Company Act.